Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Liselotte and I'm so happy to see you here at the Brilliance Cafe. So bring your favorite cuppa and join me in a discussion about creation. I want to see this as a starting point for the topic of creation. Creating, manifesting your wildest dreams and desires into reality. And today, I want to talk about some common mistakes and some illusions that are stopping us from creating more that we ever thought was possible. So let's look at some common ways to set goals. Well, at least I have been taught in my corporate life and also in my life as a small business owner, and I guess you have been taught this too, to set SMART goals. SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound. Some people use other words, but it's the same structure. Even when I say these 5 words, I feel my energy drop. How do you feel when you say specific, measurable, attainable, or achievable, realistic, time-bound? Do you feel a raise of energy and a hell yes, let's go? Personally, I never, ever been able to set goals like this. And there are a couple of things that make goal setting in general so difficult. The first thing is that most goals are set in the context of what we already know. So we can calculate on what we know and what we have been able to do before. So let's say in your business, you have increased, or the revenue has increased with 3% per year over the past 5 years. So you set your goal based on the 3% and what you think is reasonable. So you do what most of us do. You build on an historic past when you set your goals for the future. You might think it worked then, it was fine then, and I worked so hard last year, and I can't think of working more. It feels safe, it feels familiar, it feels comfortable, I'm in control, I'm not going to fail, and what if I set higher goals and don't reach it? What will people say then? What would they think of me as a business owner if I don't reach my goal? Maybe they see me as a failure. There are so many thoughts going through your mind. And actually, none of these thoughts are true. And this is how we try to create success. But your historic past says actually nothing about your future. This way of working is going against what it is you really want to create. It's going against who you really are. It is not collapsing time to success. And it is not inviting quantum leaps. A massive breakthrough might be waiting around the corner, waiting for you to stop doing what you're doing, to stop hustling, and just trust and surrender. But you leave no space for that to happen. So secondly, the old way of deciding on goals the path and the vision for your business is a perfect setup for hustle and burnout. This way of goal setting is totally emotion free. It is just a big list of actions. Well, maybe some kind of vision, but not often filled with positive, engaging emotions and excitement, but a vision and a long list of actions. Here's the goal. Here's the strategy. Here's how we're doing this. Now go and do it. You know, it's a very masculine, action-oriented way of being and approaching goals. And if there are emotions, it's mainly emotions of anger, feelings of not being enough, feelings of frustration. We go after numbers, and numbers are emotion-free. It's the thoughts about the numbers that are filled with emotions or connected with emotions. The numbers themselves, they are completely emotions-free. If you add a 0 or 2 zeros or 3, it doesn't matter. If it's 1K, 10 million, 100 million, that is just a number. It is your thought about the numbers and what they mean and what responsibility they bring that create resistance and fear and stop the flow. So you fall back to safety, to what is known, and you settle for less. You know, we are energetic beings and we are fed on emotions. We lead on emotions. So we must really load our goal and visions with energy. Especially small business owners and solopreneurs. Well, maybe you have a team, they need to be included too. They need to engage in those emotions of the vision. This is so extremely important. And if we don't have this energetic charge, we disconnect from the bigger picture. And third, we hold ourselves either in the past and we live in the story of the past. We remember all the pain, all the wounds, all the sad things that happened to us. Good things too, of course, but the brain is more inclined to go for the pain and to our victim. So we think of every time we failed. We think of people who made us wrong or hurt us. We also live in a made-up story of the future, and that story may not be true at all. This story is also built on the past. So what happens is that you limit your vision and you go for less than you think and that you know is possible. So settle for less is not a great way to access the quantum field of creation, this infinite, unlimited field of creation that goes through all life, goes through all of us. This field of possibilities is available for all of us. It is there and is just waiting for you. It is on hold until you have realized that most of what you think and most of what you do are bound to illusions and beliefs, and that you act against the infinite field of possibilities until you have disempowered and disconnected discovered and disempowered your illusions. And when you have done that, then you can act differently. You can choose a different way of thinking. You can choose a different way of being. You can decide on who the future you will be. Accessing this field is not something that you can do by pure muscle power or hustle. The quantum field is unpredictable, and if you want to include it in the equation of your success, you must practice of stepping out of the past, stepping out of the future, being here in presence, in the now. Because the now is good. Just here and now, in this very moment, you are fine. Yeah, but I want this, I want that. No. Yes, you can want whatever, but stay here. Don't go for all what is not good, what is not working. No, just stay here. Let go, surrender, trust, give space. Skip what is predictable. Skip what you know. And allow yourself to be amazed. Allow the flow. It doesn't mean that you should sit all day and meditate. You need to act on your vision. You need to take aligned actions. You need to be aware when you drift away from here and now and then come back to presence. It is really not a question of always being in the now. It's a question of how quickly you can come back to presence, to ease and flow. Because in the moment of now, you are not in the memories of the past, and you are not in an imaginary future that may not be true. I'm not saying that all you should do is not to think of the past or not to think of the future. This is not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you draw on experiences and emotions that are connected to a past. And the negative thoughts that are connected to the past and the emotions that you build your future on, then, and that is on top of what you think you're not allowed to think of, because you're not allowed to think negative thoughts. And so you try to stop the negative thoughts, but under the surface of all this, there is lots of negativity that you try to avoid. And there is no wonder that this is a total mess and that your results come in so much slower than what is possible. So this practice of surrender, trust, let go, trust, surrender, relax, breathe. Don't wait for evidence to be here. Because this might be one of the trickiest thing ever, to trust and act without evidence that it will be fine, it will work, you will be okay. Just trust that you will be okay. Life happens. You are not meant to just, be still and quiet all the time. We are living, we are working, we are breathing, we are living life. We are dealing with what happens. So refrain from falling into, oh no, I did it again. I lost myself in the past. Oh, it's so hard, I can't do it. Just practice how quickly you come back to here and now. Have fun with it. Add joy to the equation. So today, in short, what we have talked about is creating goals free from emotions, building on the past experiences, living in an imaginary future built on thoughts and beliefs that may just not be true, and trust and surrender to live in the now, in presence. You know, I would love to continue to have these kinds of discussion with you, and I would love for you to connect with me. Connect with me on social media or on my webpage or website. I am convinced that self-actualized women, leaders that are fully embody wealth and wisdom, can change the world. And when we connect wisdom and truth and disempower those illusions that make it so hard for us, we have the impact, the power to change the world. And that is what I would like for us to do together. So thank you for joining me today. I see you in the next episode, where we will take the next step in the topic of being inspired to create in the field of possibilities in ways that really works. Not the fluffy, sit and dream, positive, you must be positive all the time, everything will come to you, and if it doesn't, you haven't done it in the right way, kind of thing. No, not at all that. We are talking about creation, real, tangible results, created in a very different way, where we take quantum leaps. And we are talking about collapsing time and making this unpredictable quantum leaps and lead yourself, how to lead yourself in space and time, and so much more. So I see you in the next episode. Bye for now.